With tanks, fighter jets and artillery, Russia and Belarus are staging a major show of force right on NATO's doorstep. The joint military drill called Zapad 2025. It comes at a time of high tension in Europe and also just 2 days after Poland claimed to have shot down Russian drones that crossed into its airspace. The exercises are being held across training grounds in both the countries, some dangerously close to the Polish border. Well, Russia's defense ministry says that the drills are also underway at sea in the Baltic and the Barents. Officially, the number of troops stand at 13,000. But Western intelligence says that the real figure may be close to around 30,000. Well, Poland is on a high alert right now. It has shut all border crossings with Belarus and deployed 40,000 troops along its eastern frontier. The Polish Interior Minister has said that the drills are nothing short of aggressive warfare scenarios, which are aimed at Poland and the European Union. Not just Poland here, Lithuania too is tightening its border security. Its leaders say that they are not taking any chances right now. Russian ally Belarus, however, insists that these joint drills which are underway between Belarus and Russia are being held at a safe distance from NATO states and even Ukraine. Its generals say that the war games will include drones, electronic warfare, and even AI. And all this is being done to support battlefield decision-making. Well, this is the biggest Russia-Belarus military exercise since 2021. Just months before, Russia invaded Ukraine partly from Belarusian soil. And since then, since 2021, Belarusian leader Alexander Lukashenko has stood firmly by Russian President Vladimir Putin, allowing Moscow to deploy tactical nuclear weapons and preparing to host the new Oreshnik hypersonic missile as well. And yet, Lukashenko is also trying to mend ties with Washington, D.C. because on Thursday, he freed 52 prisoners at Donald Trump's request, even declaring support for Trump's push to resolve global conflicts. According to Russia's defense ministry, the drills will play out in 2 stages. First, repelling an enemy attack on Russia and Belarus, and then restoring the so-called territorial integrity of the Union state, and further crushing the enemy with the help from friendly forces. Well, Belarus borders 3 NATO members, which are Poland, Lithuania and Latvia, plus Ukraine to the south. And that geography alone makes the current military drill Zapad 2025 a nerve-wracking watch for Europe. Russia says that European concern is nothing more than emotional hostility. That's what Russia is claiming. And the Kremlin has refused to comment on the drone incident over Poland. It has called the allegations of provocation by Poland rubbish. Russia says its drones were striking targets in western Ukraine and not Poland. But Western leaders have called it a deliberate, a purposeful provocation by Russia. U.S. President Donald Trump, for his part, has called the entire incident possibly a mistake on Russia's part, and that he hopes the situation will end soon. But the fallout is serious. If Europe was nervous about the possibility of a direct conflict with Russia before, it is now in an active fear zone. And so alongside Zapad, NATO has ramped its own military activity in Poland and Lithuania with allied forces on the ground. NATO members in Europe have been talking about it, with Germany already moving to permanently station a brigade in Lithuania. And talks are also growing of a NATO-led Iron Dome anti-drone shield which stretches across Eastern Europe. While all this is happening, the war in Ukraine continues to rage. Russia launched a deadly overnight drone attack on the city of Sumy on Friday, that is, and one person was killed and several buildings went up in flames. Russia says it also came under massive attack by Ukraine. Its defense ministry claims it shot down 221 Ukrainian drones across more than a dozen regions in just one night. Explosions were reported from Smolensk to St. Petersburg and even near Moscow. A woman was killed in Belgorod meanwhile. While the battlefield rages on between Ukraine and Russia, the question is what happens to the hopes of peace talks? The Kremlin says they are not broken off, they are just paused. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told reporters on Friday that the channels remain open, but warned against expecting any kind of lightning-fast results. And meanwhile, on Zapad 2025 itself, Peskov says that the exercises are routine and that NATO, not Russia, has moved military infrastructure closer to Europe's borders. But with thousands of troops, tanks, warplanes and missiles in motion, Europe is watching cautiously and perhaps nervously, especially after Poland's drone incident. The stakes right now could not be bigger.
Безопасности и обороны страны.